Every person is a whole universe, and a desperately lonely one. That's exactly how the wandering magician Mr. K feels. His life has no purpose, he simply roams the world without meaning. As usual, Mr. K spends the night at a hotel. This one is unfamiliar to him. The receptionist, Mrs. Hum, a half-blind woman, coldly asks if he'll be staying alone. Showing the woman a map, Mr. K explains that he needs to be at a cafe in the morning where he has a performance. He asks how far it is, but the receptionist doesn't answer. As she walks Mr. K to his room, she explains the rules: no noise in the hotel, and under no circumstances should he knock on the walls. Seeing a boy in the hallway, the child of another guest, Mr. K performs a funny little trick for him. Handing him the room key, Mrs. Hum reminds him to behave himself and wishes him a good night. Upon entering his room, Mr. K sees someone under the bed and flinches. A gray man crawls out from under the bed and hurries out. All this time a maid had been hiding in the wardrobe. She silently exits as well. Peeking into the hallway, Mr. K hears the two whispering that it doesn't matter if he saw them. No one will believe him anyway. Mr. K has another performance tomorrow, but right now his thoughts are elsewhere. He senses something is off about this place. His sleep is restless. In the morning Mr. K prepares to leave the hotel and startles the maid in the hallway, making her flinch. It's a small revenge for disturbing him. Mr. K wanders the corridors for a long time, unable to find the exit. The hallways seem endless. Suddenly everything starts to shake. Confused, Mr. K presses his ear to the wall, while the staff remains unfazed. The walls tremble, the lights flicker. At one point musicians begin to emerge from vents and play as they advance on Mr. K. Terrified, he runs and hides in a room, where he loses consciousness. When Mr. K comes to, he sees two elderly women. They ask if he's afraid of death. The women, French as it turns out, introduce themselves as Ruth and Sarah and offer the unexpected guest some coffee. They suspect that Mr. K is a magician and offer to show him something. Eager to get away from the eccentric ladies, Mr. K says he must be going. The problem is, he doesn't know where the exit is. Sarah and Ruth say they can't help. After all, they haven't been outside in years. Why would they, when everything they need is here? Mr. K explains that he needs assistance. Sarah suggests asking the oracle, but Ruth says that's a bad idea and he should forget about it. Before leaving, Mr. K performs a trick where a flower appears, then continues through the endless, winding corridors. Suddenly laughing children dash across his path. Seeing a woman slip into one of the rooms, Mr. K begs her to open the door. Meanwhile, the children steal one of his suitcases. The musicians return, along with some waiters, but Mr. K quickly loses sight of them. He hides in the nearest room and finds himself in a dressing room. Gaga greets Mr. K, saying he's just in time. Not giving him a chance to object, she invites him to a table full of delicacies. Mr. K explains that he only wants his things back and that he's terribly late. Gaga promises to take care of it. Feeling awkward, Mr. K agrees to try the food. The other people at the table stare at him intently. One of them turns out to be a journalist currently writing Gaga's biography. She is, he says, an extremely creative person and half Romany to boot. Gaga rejoins the table and reveals she's an artist. Mr. K notices that the troupe is packing up and asks if they're leaving. Gaga says they're not leaving, they're moving forward. According to her, it'll be the tour of the century. Mr. K grows nervous as everyone starts bustling about. Someone explains that Gaga is going to take a bath, so everyone must leave immediately. In the hallway, staff members are scurrying around. Melinda mistakes him for a waiter, hands him a tray and orders everyone to hurry. Along with the rest of the staff, Mr. K ends up in the kitchen. Melinda, the manager, puts an apron on him. Mr. K tries to explain that he doesn't work here, but no one listens. One of the chefs, Anton, tells him that Melinda is the chef's daughter. Apparently Mr. K caught her eye, that's why he got the job so fast, whereas others spend years trying to land it. Mr. K wants to leave, explaining that he doesn't need a job and that he's just passing through. But leaving the kitchen isn't that simple, considering Melinda and the chef control the entire operation. Mr. K performs a few magic tricks for the staff, which impresses Melinda even more. She orders him firmly to show up tomorrow morning and not to be late. The entire staff crams into a shared room. After every shift, they get drunk. In the morning Anton wakes him up. Mr. K is outraged that someone has stolen his suit and plans to file a complaint with the receptionist. Anton shamelessly pulls the pants off one of the sleeping workers and hands them to Mr. K, assuring him that the guy would have done the same. In the kitchen, Mr. K says it's time for him to go and bids Anton farewell. The problem is, he still can't find the exit. Melinda grabs him by the collar and drags him into the storage room, refusing to take no for an answer. Later, the chef invites frightened and confused Mr. K for a private conversation. The chef reveals that he's been honing his craft for 35 years. Nothing comes easy, and he feels there's potential in Mr. K. After the shift, the kitchen workers throw a loud party in their shared room. No one except Mr. K notices the strange noises coming from the hallway. He steps out to investigate. When Mr. K enters the restroom, someone starts pounding persistently on the door. Then a voice begins calling him the liberator, saying there's very little time. Hands start reaching toward Mr. K through a hole at the bottom of the door. Terrified, he insists he's just passing through and that he's nobody. After that, everything goes silent. Mr. K falls asleep right there in the restroom, until Anton wakes him the next morning. Mr. K feels not just mentally but physically unwell. He would leave if he knew how. Later, while working in the kitchen, Mr. K asks Anton how long he's worked there and how often he's been outside in that time. Anton replies 7 years, and says that if your job matters to you, there's no room for distractions. Seeing Mrs. Hum, the receptionist, Mr. K rushes after her but quickly loses sight of her. After that, Mr. K approaches the chef and says he wants to quit. But the chef doesn't seem to want to hear it, saying it takes time for talent to flourish. Mr. K tries to explain that he doesn't belong here, but again no one listens. The chef even offers him a promotion just to convince him to stay, but that doesn't change Mr. K's mind. Then the chef begins to cry and falls to his knees, begging Mr. K not to destroy the dream of his life. The rest of the staff witnesses this scene. Eventually Mr. K gives in, and the chef embraces him. Anton is not happy about Mr. K's promotion, since he's been waiting for it for years. Mr. K insists he doesn't want the promotion, but Anton can no longer trust him and joins the usual after-shift drinking. Somehow Mr. K manages to return to his room. Before bed, he ties a cord to the window handle and stretches it tight. By morning the cord has gone slack. Mr. K tells Anton his crazy theory that the hotel is slowly shrinking. But Anton dismisses it as nonsense. Chaos reigns in the kitchen. Mr. K tries to convince the chef to split the staff into 2 groups, one to figure out what's happening, and the other to find a way out of the hotel. But the chef refuses to waste time, especially since they're behind schedule and haven't served breakfast to the guests yet. Mr. K doesn't understand why no one else is disturbed by how absurd everything is. The chef in turn begins accusing him of inciting rebellion. The chef declares that in this kitchen, he is king and god. In an attempt to get everyone's attention, Mr. K climbs onto a table and says that the hotel is shrinking. It's clear that it's becoming harder for the staff to maneuver in the kitchen and that workflows are breaking down. Still no one believes him. The chef shouts that Mr. K is fired, and the staff grumbling angrily throws him out of the kitchen. In the hallway, Mr. K runs into Ruth and Sarah again. They complain that their furniture no longer fits in the room, so they have to rearrange everything. The sisters tell him that there used to be rumors about a prophet living in the hotel. But maybe it was all nonsense. One way or another, Mr. K can't ignore the madness unfolding around him. Maybe the other guests have just been here so long that they've stopped noticing. Mr. K himself is already close to losing his mind. When the hotel walls start to tremble again, the window glass shatters. Mr. K looks out and sees nothing but identical walls all around. Suddenly the glass in every window breaks simultaneously. Mr. K quickly drops to the floor. When everything goes quiet, Mr. K, filled with determination, throws some furniture out the window, then draws a map of the hotel and begins marking the corridor walls. He is ready to do anything to get out of here, while everyone else lives as if trapped in a twisted, looping dream. When night falls, Mr. K shouts out the window that he is not defeated yet. Then in the hallway he sees Mrs. Hum's dog. Mr. K hopes the animal will lead him to the exit, when suddenly all the lights in the building go out. Turning on his flashlight, Mr. K sees the gray man and recoils in fear. A minute later the lights come back on. Mr. K sees the gray man at the opposite end of the corridor and asks who he is, but the man remains silent. Soon Mr. K realizes that the gray man is mimicking his every move. Mr. K flees to his room. Another restless night passes. In the morning Mr. K finds the gray man sleeping soundly in his bed. For the rest of the day, no matter what Mr. K does, the gray man remains by his side like a silent shadow. The magician takes pity on him and offers him some food, after which the man leaves. Mr. K notices a slimy, worm-like organism crawling beneath the wallpaper. But what could it be? When the man tries to harm the organism, the hotel walls begin to shake once more. Returning to his room, Mr. K finds the gray man along with several other people. For some reason they all believe he is the liberator. More and more people start gathering around Mr. K, people from different eras. Addressing them, he explains that they must mark every corridor, it's their only chance of escaping. Climbing atop a pile of furniture, the man sees Mrs. Hum but he doesn't manage to speak with her, he slips and loses consciousness. Now Mr. K is forced to share his room with his followers, which he doesn't like. These people take his toothbrush and eat his food without asking. Mr. K lays down some rules, don't touch his food or his belongings. But not everyone agrees with that. Moreover, More people keep arriving. The magician leaves his room and runs into Anton, who says he can still come back to the kitchen. Ever since Mr. K left, the chef hasn't been himself. So it's best to pretend nothing happened and stop saying strange things. But Mr. K refuses to return, calling Anton and everyone in the hotel insane. How can they be so blind? The man can't even get back into his room because sleeping people are leaning against the door. He's forced to sleep in the hallway. When the phone rings in the room, Mr. K rushes in, but doesn't make it in time. Someone else picks up. It was the receptionist calling, and the magician had been waiting for that call, but now he might have missed his only chance. In a fury, Mr. K grabs the guy by the collar and calls him an idiot. Since the magician arrived, everything in the hotel has changed. Before, none of these people even needed an exit. Mr. K insists he never called himself a liberator, that he was never supposed to be here. The corridor gradually becomes overgrown with moss, more and more resembling a forest. Wild animals even begin to appear. Among the junk, Mr. K finds his suitcase with his magic props. Seeing vandals erasing his markings from the walls, the man chases them away. Now Mr. K has not only followers but also opponents. He barricades his room door and boards up the windows. At one point he sees Ruth and Sarah's faces in a hole in the ceiling. They're worried about him. Mr. K in turn is determined to find the way out. The longer he stays here, the faster he loses his mind. In the corridor he runs into a clearly hostile crowd, with Anton among them. A chase begins. Mr. K barely manages to lock himself inside his room. All escape routes are cut off. Even if he knew where the reception was, he couldn't reach it. Ruth and Sarah hint that the exit may not always be where the entrance was. And indeed, behind a wardrobe Mr. K finds a tunnel, living, breathing. No one knows for sure where it leads. Mr. K urges Ruth and Sarah to come with him, but they say they're fine where they are. Realizing he has nothing to lose, Mr. K crawls into the tunnel, which feels like a living organism while the furious crowd breaks into his room. Mr. K reaches a monster that resembles an octopus, separated from him by a glass pane. Could this be the mysterious oracle? The crowd quickly changes its mood and begins praising the liberator. Mr. K asks the oracle where the exit is. He also senses that the creature is exhausted, barely holding on. So what does it want from the guest? Perhaps freedom too? People begin to enter the tunnel, causing the oracle pain. In despair Mr. K begs them to stop, as does Mrs. Hum. In the end Mr. K frees the oracle and falls with it downward. The next moment the man finds himself and the oracle in dark watery depths. Everything that once seemed important no longer is. In gratitude for his freedom, the oracle wraps its tentacles around Mr. K, and together they head toward the surface, toward the light.